Good morning. It is April 16. 16 days for me are powerful days. They are related to the Tower card in Tarot. They're days of shift and movement and change and new information. The Tarot card that is acknowledged as a 16 is showing a tower being hit by lightning. So I attribute the Tower card to the fact that right now we're going through a momentous shift in consciousness. My name is Eliza DeVries. I am a healer, a intuitive medium with the other side, and an animal communicator, healer, worker. I teach healing. I love to give healings. Unfortunately, right now, they are long distance healings, but those can be just as powerful. So let me know if that appeals to you, because you really can feel a great soothing and a release of the trauma in your body. And right now, a lot of people are going through intensified trauma beyond what they ever imagined. Now, I want to say that at some level, we have been preparing internally for this period in time, for the world, for humanity, for Mother Earth, for the expansion of our consciousness to be embodied more within our being. So there has been a profound shift in how we experience life. Excuse me one second, gotta let my dog in. It always happens in every video. There's a push for the dog. Can you come in and lie down and be a good boy? Because you are being very noisy. You go lie down, okay? You're being very naughty. That's Bingo, and he's my watchdog, and he gets completely protective of the home beyond words. Okay, so I'm we all are being kind of watchdogs right now in some way, one way or another. And we've all been walking in a lot of fear zones in one way or another. I had somebody write me the most beautiful letter about the videos. I didn't know when I started these videos where they would head, how I would do them. I've always left that up to my daughter to be the one in front of the camera while I would be cheering her on, because I always felt a bit shy and kind of self-conscious and quirky. But what the heck, I'm going with it. So, when I got this message on Facebook last night from this lady, and she wrote that to her, she was going through a really rough patch, about to lose her home, smash her car, just all the things that could go wrong right now at a time when you're already dealing with one heck of a lot. And she said that the videos were for her installments of hope, and that brought me to tears. Just to know that one person was feeling the love and the upliftment and hope, because that is my deepest aspiration. When I pray before doing the videos, I talk to the angelic beings around me, and I ask them, just use me as a vehicle to help humanity right now, to help people to find their way through this suffering. And I would liken it to walking into a forest, and as you go through a very dense forest, the deeper that you get into the forest, the darker it becomes, until finally you're at the very center of the forest and you can see no light, you can see no sky, you can see nothing. To me, this day, the 16th, and I did write about that and talk about it on one of my videos a few months ago, that the 16th of April would be the day that we start to slowly walk out of the forest. Now, when you walk out of a forest, there's a long, because this period of walking in has taken several months. If you remember, we were talking about that Pluto-Saturn conjunction on the 12th of January. Well, we've been going there for January to February, March to April, for over 3 months. We've been heading there spiritually and emotionally for many years. We have been on a cycle of just using and abusing our planet, getting way off track on our goals, and most of all, going into a heck of a lot of divisiveness and judgment. This shakeup had to happen in one form or another to put us back on our heels and to force us to be still and to think. Now, not everybody's going to be still, but it's given us immense opportunities in that regard to look at our lives and to look at the future and what is coming up. Where is it all going? What is it going to be? So my next series of videos are going to talk a lot about what I see as a seer in our future, so that you won't feel so scared, because the unknown feels pretty darn daunting right now, and feels how are we going to make it through? How are we going to survive? So the first thing I would like to say is that when everything, I wrote a few things down, when everything feels slipping away as though you can hold to nothing, our instinct, it's like riding a horse. The horse is acting up, and so we're clenching tighter and tighter on the reins of our life, right? The thing we need to do in that moment is to let go even more. It's totally against our egoic principle. We want to hold tighter and hold it, keep it, everything as it is. But we need to take a giant breath and let go and say, okay, God, there's a lot moving and shifting right now. I don't know where it's all going, but I'm letting go. And by letting go, you're going to feel a tremendous sense of relief. It's only in such times that we can link up with God through a state of utter surrender. I call it the swooning into God's embrace when everything feels torn from us. I know when I was going through the grief of my daughter, or the loss of one of my beloveds, that the only thing, two things got me through. The first thing that got me through was I went on my knees and I took my hands and I lifted everything off my shoulders and I handed it up to divinity, wherever divinity was, within and without. And I said, I cannot do this anymore. I feel hopeless. I can't get past this. I feel in such an agony and such a pain. So I'm giving it all to you. You take it all. And you just, and I went into faith of the divine unfoldment, even though everything seemed so damn unfair and painful in that moment. The second thing I did was I got up off my bed in my state of grief, and I started to one by one help people. And I started to say, okay, all that love I had for my girl, or all that love I had for this man, I'm going to take that love and I'm going to look at that person as that one, because that one taught, who in your life taught you how to love? Could have been a little sparrow. It could have been a dog you had when you were a child. It could have been a mother or father. It could have been your most beloved mate. It could have been one of your children. But usually if we look at our lives, there's one person or one incident that triggered another layer of love in our being. With me, it was my, with all of life, really. Every horse, every dog, my parents, every situation. But if I really wanted to go to the deepest core thing that opened me to another level of loving, it was the loss of my daughter. So right now, we are in a state of that grief. We're grieving that things are never going to be the way they were, and that's what death feels like. That's what the loss of a family member or a beloved friend feels like. And the way that I got through that was I really looked at all the ways that this amazing daughter of mine had taught me about love, and it brought out of me, especially in her years when she was struggling and suffering with cancer, the last 18 months of her life, it brought out a higher and deeper part of me. And it was a long way to say goodbye rather than a quick way, which I think might have taken me along with her. I don't know if I could have survived that. And I do honor the people that have lost children or mates I've lost mates suddenly, but never a child suddenly. So what I'm trying to say is that we take the love, we surrender up first, the pain and the sorrow, and then we take the love and we pour it into everyone, and I mean everyone. So initially we start with the people that are nearest and dearest to us, because it's easier to love those that are nearest and dearest because we already love them. And so we say, okay, I'm going to approach this family member with a new sense of love and a new sense of forgiveness and a lack of judgment. So what I started doing with my kids, because I have 2 sons now left, my stepson and my daughter have crossed over. My 2 sons, I said, I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to look at them like I don't know who they are. I'm just going to experience them anew. So this is what we're being called upon right now. Experience all of your life anew, with new eyes. And where you would have put judgment or criticism or complaint, look at life anew, like you were born today. And this may be your last day of life. So go outside and find a flower and look up at the sky and thank your body. And I've been having these beautiful apples at night that are organic. I just have 1 apple every night and I lie in bed with a glass of wine and a beautiful cheese and I just savor it. And that's been sort of a nightly ritual that I've had, something I look forward to, and it's made me feel grateful that I could just have that it's at my fingertips, and that I have a bed to lie in, and my son's close by, and that our relationship amongst all of us has grown and becomes ever so much better. So I would say the first thing to help you is to put the love into all parts of your life, into all the little things. Put the love into creating breakfast for your family. Put the love into scrubbing off the counter. Put the love into brushing your dog. Yesterday I took my dog and I spent an hour grooming him and cutting out all the little matted spots because he's got a really long coat. It's almost impossible to keep him without matting. And I just felt such joy in that. And he looked at me with such trust. He hates it. He hates having the things cut out. But he just looked at me, I trust you, I love you, I'm here for you. Do whatever you have to do. And at the very end, he growled and jumped in the air and ran. But it was a really beautiful experience. And I thought, absolutely every experience of our life is capable to be that. Right now, I'm looking out the window. I see blossoms just starting on a tree. I see my flowers in the corner of the room. And I feel blessed to talk to all of you and to have your interaction and your love and your support and all the beautiful letters you've written me. And I just want to tell you, we're all in this together. If you need me, I'm here for you. Today, I'm hoping to share a lot of the cathedrals of my soul with you. I love my soul and I honor my soul, and every morning I get up. My son has painted this glorious painting of Christ, and I stand in front of it, and below it he has an image of Blessed Mother Mary. And I light the candles and I offer myself as a vehicle to them for whatever they feel would be the best expression of my soul at this time on the earth. A year ago, I was shown a symbol. I lay in the dark and I was shown a large snake eating its own tail. It's a symbol which represents the circle of life, a swallowing up of itself as one incarnation closes. It's a Rosicrucian symbol of creation, and it came to me that our souls are casting off a way that our form has taken on as a way of living. So we're going through a birth canal right now, all of us, and we're being reborn, not into eternity, but more to another layer of our own beingness. think how beautiful that is, but how fragile and vulnerable we feel. Because think about that snake when it sheds its skin. How gentle and tender and fragile that skin is. That's where we are right now. And we're in a babyhood of a new way. And so we need to really look after ourselves right now. Lots of Epsom salt baths, lots of really good nutrition, lots of good mental focus to keep our vibration high, to keep our immune system high. Our thoughts, we have to place them, like I was saying earlier, on beauty, on creativeness, on what am I going to do after this? What can I plan? And feel, I want you to really understand one thing, and this I know from the depths of my soul. We have around us always guardian angels and spiritual beings to help us. We need only ask. You are never, ever, ever alone. Not for 1 second. When we're in grief, we don't realize that. So think about resurrection. Think about your own resurrection right now. And try not to criticize. The reason I say that, and I know a lot of people love to go on their page and dump a lot and criticize a lot and compare a lot. We need to stop that. Not because there aren't things out there that need repair. We need to think, okay, what solution do I have for that? How can I contribute to that solution rather than, wow, what's going on? He's doing this again, blah, blah, blah. Look, we know it. We're going to vote differently. We're going to live differently. But we first need to stop the negativity right now, because that's what will bring our immune system down. So our hearts need to enjoy and embrace a feeling of illumination. Remember, we have been at some level as a earth, as all the creatures, as a humanity, we've been preparing for this. We knew this was coming at some core level. So I just, I really want to draw a couple of cards here now for and my next video is going to be on what next, and I'm going to go through all the facets of life of what next. What kind of work we're going to see, what kind of people we're going to be, what kind of lives we're going to live. That's my next video. This one I just wanted to talk today more about the 16 and waking up and the resurrection of our own being and how to treat ourselves. Treat yourself with a lot of love right now. Go and stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and go, I just love you so much, exactly as you are. I love you, warts and all. You're a good person. And feel the love for yourself, and then take that love out there into the world. And every being, and every creature, and every tree, and every flower, pour that love out from your heart. Sink into your heart, and then glow from your heart. And I'm going to end it with this beautiful card of the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is exactly what we've been talking about here. It's the new way of being. That's what we're looking at. This is a new opportunity for a new way of life. It may even be you choose a new work. You may say, you know what, this job I can't go to. I've been hating this job. Or driving on the freeway for 2 hours. I've been hating that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to do it a different way now. I'm going to find a new way and start making that collage like I mentioned before. And I'm going to end there. I want to send you tons of love from my heart and hope. And the next video on what's next is going to be good. You're going to feel good after seeing it. Trust, it's going to be different, But it's going to be good, and it's going to be better for all of us. Thank you. God bless you. I love you all. If you want a reading, contact me at angelicmercy44@gmail.com. Sending you all my love. Have mercy on all of beings right now. Thank you.